welcome to Locos Amigos Roadshow Live Kitchen. I'm Chef Ray, coming at you live. Today we're going to be making a lasagna featured by Barilla pasta. One of my favorite pastas to use as a chef. They always turn out perfect. And they use semolina flour, water, and egg. There's no nasty chemicals in this pasta. So very good pasta to use, very easy to use. Moving on. Loco Amigos is having a motorcycle rally party on June 26th to 28th at San Guido, Alberta. So show up, folks. So first off, we're going to have some peppers, some carrots, some onions, and some celery, and we're going to blend them up in the blender and make a little puree. And that's what we're going to start off. So we'll be back in 1 sec. And I want to give a special shout out to all the chefs that are involved in this Barilla contest. And good luck to everyone. I hope you're one of the winners, as well as I hope I get there myself. So good luck, everyone. And moving on, I'm going to chop up some onions and and some carrots. And that's already been done movie magic wise. So we're over here. And we're going to go and take us over to the blender area. And this is my old 1956 Osterizer. Paid $10 at the thrift store for it. This thing grinds up gravel. So we're just going to give the carrots, celery, and onions a good puree. And we'll bring it to a stop. And just like that, we will come on back out to the chef's counter. So next up, we're just going to slice some mushrooms and then get them all prepped up so that they're ready to go when we go to cook the vegetables that we just pureed up. Okay, so now that the mushrooms are cut up here and they're all sliced up, we're going to set them aside. And keeping in cleanliness, we're going to clean our knife, cutting board, and work area because we always like to keep our area clean. So bear with me while I give my cutting board a scrub. My knife a scrub. And my counter area a nice little wash. Followed up by washing your hands with some soap and water. And now we're good to go for the next step. So the next step, we're going to take our knife and we're going to take our hot Italian sausages and we're going to split the casings open. And we're going to take the ground meat out and put that in the bowl on the side. Just like so. Okay, now that we've gotten all the casings out of the sausages and it's now more ground meat, we will go wash our knife and cutting board again and clean our area and wash our hands just another time. Because we have to do this every time we touch something. Now, before we go outside, because I'm going to do this pasta out on the barbecue, believe it or not, we're going to grind up some cheddar, or some mozzarella here. So we got some no-name mozzarella from a local farmer here in town. Pretty good stuff. It's a 33% fat, so it'll be nice and stringy. We'll just get out the cheese out of the package here. And of course it wants to be difficult. And we'll get her a clean bowl and we'll do a little grate. And we'll grate by hand. Welcome back, I'm Chef Ray in High River, Alberta. I'm now going to cook all my pastas outside on the barbecue tonight. And I will be showing you a demonstration on that in a little while here. Another moment for our sponsor, Barilla. Barilla pasta is the noodles I always choose as a chef. They're very good. Real semolina flour, not GMO white flour. It's got eggs and water. That's the only ingredient in these. So that being said, They're easy to use, and I love using them. Next on the agenda, Loco Amigo Roadshow. I'm the official chef for the party that's going down in San Guido, Alberta, June 26th to June 28th. So be there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get into sauteing our ground meat here. So we're going to do that here on the barbecue. I'm just going to get me a sip of my wine, because, well, chefs need wine. Okay, so grabbing my trusty lighter over here. We're going to light the barbecue. If I have the gas going. And we're lit. So, we're going to use a mix of the ground pork here and some ground beef, lean ground beef. I hope you can all see that. Getting out my trusty wooden spoon here. We're just going to go right into the pan and we're going to saute it and brown it. I will just put this back over here on the table and we'll keep that spoon with the bowl with the meat. And I will just give you a shot of what it looks like in the frying pan here. And there we go. You can tell the difference between the spicy sausage and the lean ground beef. And we're back. Sponsored by Barilla pasta, one of my favorite pastas to use as a chef. Anyway, making our way back, our ground meat is almost cooked, as you can see. So I'm just going to give it a little stir. We're going to let it brown a little bit more. And in the meantime, I'm going to take you for a tour of my private little garden here. Here I've got a tomato plant, and there's some little baby tomatoes coming off of them already. There's a pepper plant, and right here is a strawberry plant. I have some spinach. I have thyme that I'm going to be using in the pasta a little later. And I have oregano, and I have chives. I'll be using those in the pasta as well later. This is a Brazilian melon. This is a blueberry tomato, cherry tomato, and that's pumpkin. And over here we've got watermelon and cucumbers, and here's a red. And these are cucumbers, and down here's a banana. This is a grapefruit, and this is a blood lime. This is a watermelon, and that's a lemon, and this is my raspberry bush. So that's the tour of the garden. And so we're going to come back over here, and everything's all set up, ready to go. And we're going to be cooking the sauce in just a moment. And now that we've done our tour of the garden, our next step here is we're going to make the sauce. So I'm going to take that pureed, I'm going to jump in with the mushrooms first. We're going to saute the mushrooms. So I like mushrooms in my lasagna. So I'm going to grab my lighter so I can start this stove up again. And we got a cast iron pot here. And we're going to saute the mushrooms in the cast iron pot. We're going to get out the trusty spoon, because we never touch the food that we've just cut and washed our hands, and so we don't have to wash our hands again. We use utensils, people. So we'll just saute this here. And then, once the mushrooms are sauteed, we're going to add our carrot, onion, and celery puree to it. So now that our mushrooms are somewhat sauteed, we're going to grab a little, I use a little fine Himalayan pink sea salt. And we're just going to put a little in with the mushrooms. Over here in my little condiment area, we've got our little wash bucket with soap and hot water to wash our hands and our utensils, because we always carry and be clean. And we've got a dry rag. Okay, so that being said, we're going to get a little freshly fine ground pepper that I just ground a little hour ago. And we're going to put some pepper in. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add and saute the carrot, celery, and onion puree that actually had a little tomato juice in with it, just to help the blend up. And we're going to saute that up, and then we'll get back to it in a little while here. So now that our sauce is stewing a bit, we're going to go over here and we're going to get some of my fresh basil that I plucked from my garden over here. But it's pre-plucked, so I'll just throw some in. And then I'm going to get some onion powder. And I'm going to sprinkle a little onion powder. And then over here I'm going to get some garlic powder. So now I have garlic powder. And then we're going to sprinkle some garlic powder. We'll be pretty good with it. I like lots of garlic powder. To taste, of course. And then we're going to add the ground meat to the thing. So we're going to add the ground meat to the thing. And I'm just waiting for my helper to come over here for 1 second. She's going to like bend my pot over the thing while I spoon the ground meat into the pot. Thank you very much, my stage helper. You were a great help. That's Darlene, by the way. Now that Darlene has added the ground meat to the sauce and helped me with that. Thank you, Darlene. We're gonna add some red wine to the stuff, because pasta always needs some wine. We're gonna be quite generous with the red wine. Never go wrong with red wine. The more the better. So we're going to get that all nice and stewed in, and we're going to cook off the alcohol. Then the next step here is we're going to add the tomato sauce. So this is a blend of crushed tomatoes and diced tomatoes. So we're going to add that to the sauce. And we're going to stir that in. And then the next step we're going to do is I always add a little bay leaf. And look, the wind's blowing my spice jar around all over the place. Yeah, whatever, it works. And we're going to add some bay leaf to the whole thing. So now, yeah, we've added the bay leaves to the whole ensemble, and we're just going to let it all marinate together and let it stew up. And then the next step is I'm probably near the end of it. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get me some of this beautiful oregano and thyme, because you can't overcook oregano and thyme, because the flavor will just go away. So we're going to add that at the end. Welcome back. And my name is Chef Ray, and I live in High River, and we're doing a show on pasta, and our sponsor is Barilla Noodles, and tonight I'm making lasagna with Barilla Noodles. In my opinion, they're some of the best noodles on the market. They use semolina flour, egg, and water, and that's it. They're very easy to use. So now we're going to put it together after my sauce has been simmering for a few hours, and this is going to be the final production before it goes on the barbecue to bake. So bear with us, we're going to get to it. Okay, so now we're going to put together our lasagna before it goes into the barbecue and cooks. So we're going to use our Barilla sheet pastas. They're perfect for this size pan. It's an 8x8 and they're 4x4s. So that works perfect. So coming over here to our utensils where everything's nicely organized, we're gonna grab ourselves a spoon and we're gonna give ourselves a little ladle of sauce on the bottom of the pan. And just coat the bottom of the pan ever so nicely with the sauce. These noodles don't require any pre-cooking, they just require a certain amount of moisture in the sauce, and they will cook on their own and suck up the moisture of the sauce. That's the beauty of these noodles. So we will go with one here and one here. And you see how it just fills the pan up just nice. And then we're going to go with another layer of a mild layer of sauce. I'm just going to get them wet with the sauce. Nothing too crazy or too much, because you don't want it runny and wet and falling apart. So we're just finishing off this layer. Then we'll go with a layer of noodles. Now remember, we went that way on the last layer, so we're going to go this way on this layer. And again, it locks it in. Now, I was explaining to my helper a little earlier, these noodles are really thin. They're really, really thin noodles. So they don't take a lot. And I like a little more noodles, so I like to double up my noodle layer. And by doing so, I add a layer of sauce between the two, helps them bind. Just sauce, not meat sauce, just the sauce. So that's what we're going to do on this layer, is we're just going to wet them. Just wet them so that they get glued together. That's pretty much that for that, and I'm going to add some more spinach to this layer, because I like to add a little spinach between the doubling up of the layer of noodles. And sometimes I'll add cottage cheese to this layer as well, but I don't have any today, so we're improvising, because that's what cooking is all about. Improvising. And then, because we went this way with the noodles, we're going to go this way with this layer. And again, more meat sauce. And we'll get a nice layer of meat sauce in this layer. And we'll try to get not a lot of juice and just get a nice thick sauce. Mushrooms and tomatoes and onions, it's all in there. Okay, and then we'll do another layer of cheese. And that's pretty much it. And we'll just repeat a couple more layers. Okay, so welcome back. The final leg of our journey has now begun. We're going to finish this lasagna off on the barbecue. We've got the top flames going, we've got the bottom flames going, and this side, folks, is off. We don't turn this side on. So we're going to use this like an oven, okay? The cooking 101 on your barbecue. Okay, so give it 20 minutes and we shall return. Turn it up, y'all. We're going to go check on that lasagna now. There's my helper, Darlene. Say hi, Darlene. Thanks for the help. We got our wine. We're going to go check on that lasagna. Look, the sun is setting. It's beautiful night in High River. The hot tub's ready after the lasagna, people. Okay, so we're going to go check on this baby right here. Oh, look at this. The flames are going. The lasagna is perfectamundo. Oh, but Darlene doesn't eat meat, so we got a Korean chicken for her on the back. What a beautiful evening. Look, the stars are out. Sun's about setting. We couldn't ask for a beautiful night on High River than we had today. Thank you all for tuning in. The final plating is soon to come. Hi once again. The lasagna is finally finished. It was done on the barbecue a little while back ago. It's looking great. Thanks again, Barilla, for the wonderful noodles. It's going to be a fantastic dinner. Going to have to pour myself a glass of wine, and now we're going to enjoy stuff. Okay, to all the chefs out there, good luck. And well, the final dinner is ready and ready to go. This is the final product, people. Have a little garlic toast on the side, a little salad, and a nice little margarita beverage. Cheers, peace out.